Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a new video with the Footy Mates. Today, I have myself, Ankur Patke, joined with Kshitij Bhardwaj for another new episode of The Winners and Losers. And we are here to cover two winners and two losers from the last week of football. And Kshitij, anything to say before we start?
Now, all I'll say is I hope you watched the last one. If you didn't, you can go find it. And that was also a fun one. And we hope to have some fun again this week as well. Also, like, share, subscribe.
Perfect. As you can see, we're both back with some small investments for all of you fans watching out there. So please make sure to hit the like button and subscribe just for the effort.
Yeah, RGB glowing mad on Ankur's side.
Man, I took it and I can't switch it off. But anyways, more on that later. Let's begin. So, first winner of the day, and it's Chelsea. Having just closed the transfer window, Chelsea have spent a whopping £323 million on a January transfer window. And as we speak, they're in 10th place in the Premier League, just behind Liverpool, as well as still in the Champions League. Kshitij, what's going on at Chelsea? Who's buying these players? Is it Todd going all crazy? Is it players Potter genuinely want, or what's going on?
I think it's both. Todd is going crazy. He has bought a lot of players, but I think it's also players that I'm not sure if Potter necessarily wants them. I think they have a recruitment team in place. So I think the recruitment team has seen the team and like the squad, and they've seen the needs. And I feel like all these signings were needed. I don't know if they were needed in one window, but they were needed over time. They're desperately needed. Of course, the fact that they've got them in one window is a massive plus. And Enzo, man, £105 million. Like,
Wasn't it 120? Oh, that's euros.
Euros, yeah, £105 million, record transfer fee.
British
Five,
record.
five more, yeah, five more than Grealish, and insane. What do you think about that? Flipping crazy numbers.
I mean, it's stupid money, man. Like, you talk about players being lucky if they get like top four teams being lucky if they get spent £200 million in a summer. This is a winter transfer window. The new manager is showing that he's not here to joke around. I mean, we'll let time be the judge of that. But let's be quick about this. Who do you think's their best signing given the value?
Enzo, man, I've loved Enzo, man. I
What?
wanted
At
this
105
transfer.
million?
Yeah. I don't care. I wanted this transfer to fall apart purely for the reason that I was praying that United, once they get their new owners, get Enzo in the summer. He's the perfect player. He has this arrogance, this confidence, and there's just something about the way he plays. You know, they talk about aura players. Like, I feel like he has that. I genuinely
Anyways.
do.
Perfect. Anyways, you've heard that from Kshitij. He thinks Enzo's a great value signing for £105 million. Moving on, who are our first losers?
Yes, and the smile on my face is just getting wider as we talk about Liverpool as our losers. You know, I love to see it, man. Lost to Brighton again in the weekend, and
Knocked out
and
of the FA Cup fourth round.
get out of here. But also, bloody hell, man, the Klopp came out and said no more transfers. No more midfielders, and they desperately need one. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah? They got Gakpo. Okay, yes, maybe they needed another attacker, but they desperately needed a midfielder. I don't know, man. What do you think about the midfield options as it is right now?
I mean, they have Elliot, they have Fabinho, they have Naby Keita, they have Henderson. Am I missing out anyone?
Fabinho, Thiago.
I mean, Klopp said, we don't know whether Klopp's speaking out of his mind or he's just not got the money he needs, but it's tough times down there at Liverpool, and a lot of pundits calling for Klopp. Maybe he may walk out if maybe they don't make a push for the top four spots. Where do you see this going? I mean, is they're, as we speak, they're probably out. They're out of the Carabao Cup. They're out of the FA Cup. They don't have a shot at the winning the Premier League. The only competition they are in is the Champions League. And talking about Liverpool possibly getting a quadruple last season, not winning, not of course not getting there, and then kind of now fading out, not winning trophies this season. Where does it go from here? How long? I wouldn't say how long Klopp has because he's not getting sacked. But what's the future for Klopp?
I don't know. I guess maybe it's. I think we feel like it's worse than it actually is, and that's how I feel like it was like a couple of seasons ago at Liverpool when again we thought that the era was coming to an end, and then the next season they bounced back. I'm not saying they're going to come back out flying next season, but I feel like they've had a lot of injuries, and then there's a lot of stuff that Klopp can't control, like Fabinho's form, Van Dijk's form, Nunez missing one-on-ones. These are things that are out of Klopp's control. So I feel like a lot of stuff has gone like in the wrong way. Like a lot of stuff is not going their way at the moment. And yes, of course, Klopp can be blamed for like the way they're playing and the way they're not adapting to a different style of play, even though they've had poor results. But I feel that I think give it till the summer, and I feel like the real judgment is for Klopp and the team. I think we can only make it once they get new owners, and next season I think first 3 to 6 months would be crucial to see what's going to happen to this Liverpool team. At least that's my opinion.
Fair, yeah. I mean, they need to get running right. They need to get on the run right now. They need Salah at his best form. They need Nunes to start scoring more goals, and it all has to happen right now if they want to get anything out of the rest of the season. But anyways, I think we'll leave that there. See how that goes over the next few weeks. But let's move on to our winners. Who are our second winners?
We've got Newcastle coming in. So obviously today, at the time of recording, they have made it to the uh, Carabao Cup final. They had their replay with Southampton, and it's their first cup final since 1999. So yeah, I don't know. It's very insane. It's very emotional for them. What do you think about it, Uncle?
Big times for Eddie Howe. I mean, talk about bringing in a manager and a manager overperforming. I mean, I think there were, of course, a lot of praise for Eddie Howe, but no one thought he could take Newcastle as far as he has this quick. And they have just signed Anthony Gordon as well. What a good young talent they have in that player. £45 million for that 21-year-old player. I mean, he's shown what he can do at Everton, and I'm excited to keep watching him in the Premier League. But coming back to your point of them making the final, of course, it's big for all Newcastle fans. I mean, this is just the beginning of an era, the Saudi era, and who knows what great things are there to come in the coming years, coming decades. But definitely exciting times ahead for Newcastle. Talk us through about what the situation at the club is like. Of course, they're third in the Premier League ahead of United, just on goal difference at the moment. But kind of what's the fan sentiment at the moment?
No, I think especially today, they must be very emotional because especially also the player that got them through today, the player that got them over the line today was Sean Longstaff with his 2 goals, at least on paper. He's the one who got them through, and he's a Geordie. He's one of their own. So it must be feeling absolutely amazing for the fans, for everyone attached to the club, Newcastle. And the thing is, we say the Saudi era, we say oil money, but the way they're going about their business it's a very respectable way, in my opinion. They've got a proper recruitment team in. They've not got like a big name manager. They got in the right manager that they thought was that Eddie Howe at the time. They've gone and got the right players. They're not, we thought they'd be linked to Kylian Mbappe, Neymar, Messi, and all these lot, But then they've gone on and got like smart signings, smart buys, Trippier, Dan Burn, Chris Wood. I know Chris Wood's moved on, but these are like shrewd signings. So they're going about it in like, I don't know if there's a right or wrong way, but in my opinion, that's like the right way, the right model, the sustainable model. And that's what I feel about Newcastle at the moment. So I think it's all looking pretty bright for the future at the moment.
Definitely credit to the board, and they have a very strong base of players. Coming back to our last loser, and this has been a heated topic of discussion in the last week or so. Caicedo from Brighton. I mean, publicly coming out, making a statement on social media about wanting to leave the club. I mean, it was in good faith. It was an honest, genuine message from him, and he felt like he deserved a move to a bigger club, and that's valid. I mean, he's a great player, but Arsenal had two bids rejected back to back. First for 55 million pounds, and then for 70 million pounds. I mean, Brighton just don't want to lose their two-star players to one club, Arsenal. I mean, having just lost Trossard, this would have been a huge loss for them. Tell us about what you think about the whole Caicedo situation. Should Brighton have let go of him, and what happens for Caicedo now, given that Arsenal have also gone and signed a CDM in Jorginho?
So obviously, I think Caicedo, he took a risk with the public request that he made on Twitter and Instagram. I think, and sometimes when you do that as a player, it's obviously you think that you're gonna get the move, and I think he got new agents, and people are saying he's been ill advised by those new agents, but because at the end of the day, he did not get the move. So yeah, as you said, I think Brighton would not want to lose to star players, and I think Brighton have also made a statement to this, as to like, we're not going to let anybody just walk away like that. You can't just stop showing up to training, or make statements like this and just get out like that. At the end of the day, you're a player of the club, and we are the club. You're our asset in a way, and we decide when you want to go, right? So I think in a way that makes sense from Brighton's perspective, but then now it kind of puts them in this middle ground where, is Caicedo going to be like giving 100%? Like, I've heard that he's a good person and he's a good professional. Even the Zerbi was speaking good things about him in the press conference. But like, how will this turn out? And obviously, we're talking about him as a loser because he has not gotten the move at the end of the day. And Arsenal have gone on and gotten their number 2 or their backup option, which was Jorginho, as you said.
And he's in a situation now, out there in the public with the rest of his squad, with his manager having come out in public like that.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know where he goes from here. I think, obviously, I think he has to just put his head down and look forward to the summer and see if he can get a move then. And again, Brighton would not want to lose him, because you have to remember, I think at the moment Brighton are 6th.
Exactly, phenomenal season.
Yeah, so it's important that they keep hold of their good players, and I guess I'm happy with the move not happening, because I think in the summer I would be hoping that United can do some things. I hope Eric is listening, Richard Arnold, John Murta. Let's let me see. You know what I mean, yeah?
Yeah. Indeed. But yeah, I mean, those were our winners and losers for this week. Running a little long on the video today, but let us know what you think down in the comments below. Do you have anything? Do you think we missed out on anyone? Do you think there was a loser or winner not called out for? Who do you think the winners and losers of next week are going to be? All of that, we want to see it in the comments. Kshitij, any last words?
No, not much else from me. I think it's good. I feel like we've covered it all, and I think subscribe, comment, share, and hope you enjoyed the video. Peace.
Perfect. Peace.